Sebastian Maniscalco, thanks for joining us. You are on the road. You are a successful stand-up comedian. How did you get to this point where you're filling up theaters and having thousands of people come to watch you tell jokes?
Well, first off, I gotta say this is my first Skype interview.
Really? Oh, wow.
So this is exciting.
I feel honored.
Yeah. How did I get here? It's been long. It's been a long road. 1998, I started doing this. Originally from Chicago, I came out to Los Angeles to pursue a career in stand-up, and I just hit the ground running. I started doing open mic nights. I was working as a waiter at the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills for 7 years to kind of supplement my income as I learned the world of stand-up comedy. And I think 2005 was my break as far as getting into comedy clubs and headlining when I did the Vince Vaughn Wild West comedy show. And each year it's got progressively better, It's just like a foundation that you build. And, getting a movie here, a special there, and just kind of continuing with what I've been doing, and the specials that I've had on Showtime, the last two, have been bringing out a lot of people to the clubs, and now it's gotten to a point where, although I do like the clubs, it's just the theaters are a bigger venue and they could hold more people. So, I was doing 12, 13 shows a week in one venue.
Wow.
It becomes a little, tiring. So, we're moving into the theater realm in 2016, and we have a few theaters left here in this current year. So, yeah, it's been great.
Is this your dream? Are you living out your dream when you were, a teenager growing up? Is this what you saw yourself doing?
Yeah, ironically enough, in second grade, I told my teacher on career day when they went around the table, "What do you want to be?" And I told, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. Now, at that time, people were firemen, policemen. No one really said stand-up comedy. But I grew up watching, Johnny Carson at night. I mean, my family let me stay up so I could watch his monologues. So I always had a fascination with stand-up. Especially in the 80s when these HBO specials were very prevalent, as well as comedy was in its biggest boom. And I'd watch stand-up. That's all I would do. I would be fascinated at how these guys remembered all this stuff, and I was just completely engulfed in it. So I knew at a small age I was going to get into this. I just didn't know how. Coming from the northwest suburbs of Chicago, how does a guy like me, who has a father as a hairstylist and a mother as a secretary, get into the business? I had no connections, so I moved out to LA, and here I am.
Well, you're in Florida right now, making the rounds. Florida is often the butt of many jokes around the country. What's your take on what you've seen in your time in Florida?
Well, I spend a lot of time down here. My in-laws live in Naples, Florida, so I'm down here quite a bit. I perform in Fort Lauderdale at least once a year, and Tampa and Miami and Orlando. So, Florida's a nice place for me to come. I haven't seen too much craziness. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Florida's crazy and the people are wild," but I don't know. The people that have been coming to my shows seem to be very, very nice, and I like the weather, especially this time of year.
What's next for you? Dreams of writing a movie, a sitcom, or are you just loving life doing stand-up comedy right now?
Well, when I first came out to LA, I said I want to be able to do stand-up comedy for a living. That was the goal. Nothing really else. I mean, that was my mission. But now I just shot 3 movies in the last 90 days. I did an animated film called Nut Job 2 that's coming out in 2017. I just filmed an independent film called Cruise, and I got a small part in a Will Ferrell movie called The House. So, a little budding movie career. I have a script over at NBC. Hopefully they'll greenlight that for a pilot. It's a sitcom loosely based on my life. And then I have a book coming out in 2016. It's a memoir combining my favorite things, comedy and food. Food guy.
Oh, okay. Well, before we go then, if you're talking food, give me what's a must-have Italian dish that we should all check out?
Must-have Italian dish. My favorite is lasagna. I love lasagna. My mother makes a mean lasagna, and Anything fish. I'm a big fish eater, so seafood is a big favorite of mine. So my wife and I went on our honeymoon to Italy and took a cooking class and learned how to make this beautiful lemon cake and a nice chicken dish. So, I mean, I'm all over the map with food, but Italian definitely is my favorite.
Well, when you come here to the Tampa area, we got plenty of seafood for you.
Well, perfect. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.